Hello everybody, driving through West Virginia, and this video is going to be 7 things you can only do in West Virginia. For example, number 1, extra. In West Virginia, there's so many trees, you can create your own paper mill in your backyard, print your own newspaper, and save journalism. Yeah, you can do it. All you need is a river running through your living room that will drive the paper mill, that will create the newsprint, that you will then make into newspapers, report on your local area, and save local journalism. And that's because there's so many trees here, and that's why it's number 1 on our list of things you can only do in West Virginia. Number 2, oh sure, you like wearing sleeves on your shirt, but in West Virginia it's not necessary to wear shirts with sleeves. And you say, wait a minute, Joe, that might be the case out in the backcountry, walking through the hollers, but in the big city, in Huntington and Morgantown, if you're a lawyer, if you're an accountant, if you're a business person, you better have sleeves on. And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. I have been in legal proceedings, I have been in financial dealings in each of those cities, and more than a few times a man or a woman, doesn't matter, has taken off their suit jacket only to show that they're wearing a business shirt and tie without any sleeves. And that's because it's totally accepted in West Virginia. Number 3, you know, look at this weather out here, guys. They call that one state Big Sky Country, but West Virginia's got a pretty good run at it. But instead of big sky, since that one was taken, we call it big clouds. Big cloud, West Virginia, because we know as long as there's big clouds, we know there's big sky behind it. And you haven't lived until you've been through a West Virginia thunderstorm, because it feels like God himself is going to return down to, they say, almost heaven. That's what it feels like during a West Virginia thunderstorm, because it feels like you're going to die and go to heaven. And it's number 3 in our list of things you can only do in West Virginia. Number 4, guys, has to do with these hills here. Now, these hills are natural. They're a unique feature of West Virginia. It creates the character of the residents. It creates the character of the state. People come from all over to enjoy these hills. But they're also killers, because you know who likes to come down these hills, coming flying down these hills? It's kids on their bikes. Oh my gosh, people come from all over the world to ride these hills on their bikes, and more than a few of them have not made it. Guys, if you're gonna ride your bikes on these hills, you have to have the proper safety equipment, and it's number 4 on our list of things you can only do in West Virginia. And number 5, I mean, really, does anybody have to be told about the pristine waters that run through these hills? Does anybody really need to be reminded that they can canoe and kayak and fish these waters? I mean, guys, you could put your canteen in the water like the Old West, dip it down into these pristine waters, and after pouring it into a pot and boiling it over a campfire to remove any impurities and dangerous chemicals, you could also then cool that water down and drink it yourself, which is, I guess, a little bit more from the Old West. But it's pristine water, guys, better than anything else in the entire country, and it's something you can only do in West Virginia as long as you boil it and then cool it down and then drink it. And then, guys, West Virginia has so many things to do. Have you ever, let me ask you this, have you ever gone on a kite surfing behind a kayak kite surfing. So let me explain. They tied the line to the back of a kayak that's shooting down the whitewater rapids. You are on the kite at the other end being pulled down the river by a kayak shooting whitewater rapids. Oh, that sounds so cool. Wow, I'm going to get a tattoo. When I get home, I'm going to get a tattoo of a person on a kayak kite surf. Woo! And that's something you can only do in West Virginia. Let's do a couple more. I think that's more than we need. And guys, have you ever seen these high visibility jackets that sometimes they emergency people wear? Well, where do you think that originated? That's right here in West Virginia. Because the thing is, a lot of the people live back in these woods, guys, and they're always hunting for squirrel, they're hunting for dinner. And there was too many accidents of people shooting their cousin back in the woods. So they developed a high visibility jacket at the University of West Virginia, all the eggheads over there, and saving lives every year. And then they rolled it out to the general population. And that kind of innovation is something you'll only find in West Virginia. And finally, guys, there's so many jokes about dental care of people that live back in these hills, but that problem has been solved by Parachute Dentist. Now, Parachute Dentist program drops dentists into remote areas via parachute where they do their dental work along with their assistants, teams of 4, 1 dentist and 3 assistants. They drop into the woods. They help with people with their dental care. They drink some moonshine and bring some back for their family and friends. And that is one of the most successful medical programs in American medical history. And it's something they can only do in West Virginia. Guys, that's 7, maybe more things you can only do in this great state. Come on over and join us.